Hi, it's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today we're going to talk about the Aries new moon solar eclipse, which took place a few hours ago. Yeah, I'm a little bit late getting this out, you guys. And I was actually able to see it. Pretty beautiful. Just, went out in front and had a look. I'm here in California, and so not everybody was able to see it. I know that in the States we could see it. Africa and Europe, they were not able to see the eclipse. But this eclipse is the Aries new moon eclipse, and so it's in a fire sign. So this is definitely about taking charge of our life, right? And basically, it's about ourselves. Aries is the self. It is the kind of original or the natal ascendant, right? This is the first house, Aries, and it talks about the self. That's why it is the first house, based on the first house. So this new moon eclipse is really about how we assert ourselves with whatever, how it is affecting us and whatever house it may be affecting us in, right? On the collective level, it happened today, right? We'll talk about that first, the collective for humanity, basically, or, it happened today at 1638 Universal Time. That was about here. It was about 9:38 a.m. I got to see it like an hour later, so I saw kind of uh, the tail end of it, right? But it was really beautiful. It was, and so the moon, is at 19 degrees of Aries when the eclipse, happened. I'm actually recording this uh, in front of my house, as I've mentioned, right? Or right now I'm in the back, but yeah, it was really beautiful. So I will be covering the 12 signs and, talking about, as I mentioned, how the new moon eclipse is affecting all of us, right? Number one, it's going to affect Aries the most, and anybody with a lot of Aries placements. But we will definitely talk about uh, the other signs and how it will be affecting us. Okay, so we're going to also talk about the astrological events happening before the Sun enters Taurus, which will be April 19th. I believe it's the 19th. In the next video, I'll talk about those, right? I'll talk about Taurus season, which is going to be, I feel like, pretty good astrologically, like great astro weather, right? When we come into Taurus as well, right? So it's important to know that these eclipses can last up to a year. They really can. And it's really interesting to note that they can kind of be activated after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Sounds like the 369 Project book, right? Doesn't it? And then also up to a year. And so, what are the eclipses? The Greek word eclipse means to abandon something. It's really interesting because beneath the ecliptical line is kind of it's kind of something that's left behind because it's basically our childhood as we move around the zodiac wheel. So that's very interesting. Uh, hmm And so this is going to be a very powerful eclipse. As I said, it's in a fire sign, and it's really highlighting who we can become, but only with courage and effort. Yeah, definitely. And so Aries represents the self. As I have said, it could be a time of reinventing yourself based on the house, right? Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of war. It's a cardinal sign. It is the first cardinal sign, so which means whatever we set out to do, we complete it. Yeah. And so this is fire and passion. It's a take charge attitude. Aries is the natural ascendant, and it is in our own astrology how we assert ourselves in our lives, depending on our own natal ascendant, right? Whatever sign that may be in. This is a time for us to heal any vulnerabilities or challenges that have held us back, because Chiron is conjunct. Chiron is the asteroid that is the wounded healer, right? So Chiron is getting together with the sun and the moon, and they're all at 19 degrees of Aries, helping us to heal or improve qualities within ourselves that can bring about change. Chiron tells us to take a good look at ourselves. It's definitely about reflection as well. And the sun is lending its power, and the north lunar node, giving this is a fated feeling, and also helping us to move toward what we want to become with the north node, right? With the south node, we're leaving something behind. We learned it, and we are moving away from that and becoming our better selves, right? Kind of, moving toward the north node. Now, Mars will move into Aries April 30th, and this is going to enhance the power of the eclipse since this is the ruling planet for Aries. Yeah. And while some of us might still be feeling the Libra full moon lunar eclipse from last month, we're continuing the energy of fate. For sure we are, right? So all these eclipses are bringing fated endings, fated new beginnings, and things like that. The sun and the moon are in the sky at the same time while the sun is in shadow between the moon and the earth. The new moon is a time for hope and a seeding within, and anything is possible. This passionate solar eclipse in Aries is just the energy boost that some need to change in order to help change their lives. It is powerful. Shakeups that happen today can lead to personal breakthroughs and intense healing as we move on from one phase of life to another phase of life. This eclipse is a powerful catalyst for personal growth, bringing changes that can affect us personally, but for the collective as well. Eclipses are harbingers of fated events. They sure are. And interestingly enough, we have the North Node also in Aries. So this is definitely a fated eclipse. For sure it is. Throughout history, this notorious phenomenon has always been associated with both fear and awe. A solar eclipse is equivalent to a super potent new moon when the moon moves between the earth and the sun, while a lunar eclipse resembles the energy of a supercharged full moon when the earth positions itself between the sun and the moon. Because eclipses often force us to change paths and redirect our course, it's known for bringing major changes into reality that often come as a shock. Many world leaders have been born and died during the time of the eclipse. So this is one of the most pivotal astrological events of 2024. This eclipse will also be a total eclipse, which speaks to, or it was, right? This has happened a few hours ago, which speaks to the severity of its consequences. During a total solar eclipse, the moon completely blocks the sun, casting a shadow on the earth, while briefly plunging parts of our world into darkness, literally and figuratively. So when I was outside, I didn't really experience, I wasn't out there the whole time of the eclipse either, but I didn't experience that. But I know that sometimes during the solar eclipse, the world can just shut down and it's all quiet and the birds are not singing and it's just kind of a shutdown, right? During a total solar eclipse, the moon completely blocks the sun, casting a shadow on the earth while briefly plunging parts of our world into darkness, literally and figuratively. The darkness essentially represents our individual and collective journey into the unknown. The North Node in Aries, once again, talking about the lunar, the fated, right? The lunar North Node. This is, right? This is definitely interesting because that is it's a lunar node, and we're at a solar eclipse. Excuse me, we're at a new moon. So just kind of more of fate and cycles and things like that. And yeah, the North Node in Aries is collectively pushing us towards embracing autonomy and personal growth, while the South Node highlights past behaviors and relationship patterns that need to be released, such as over reliance and codependency. So right now the South Node is in the opposite sign of Aries, which is Libra. But we're moving away from any relationships that don't serve us, or feelings of kind of maybe overextending ourselves, right? To be our best selves. It's a little bit of a selfish energy, this kind of solar eclipse in Aries, but we all have to be selfish sometimes, right? This is how we get things done, and it's really about taking care of yourself and being the best person you can be. All right, and so the South Node highlights past behaviors and relationships that must be released, such as over-reliance and codependency. I may have said that right. A call for assertion, courage, and leadership. Yeah, that's what's going on here, and a lot of people are going to step into their courage with this Aries solar eclipse in order to take back their life, or to improve their life, or, as I said, to be the best person they can be. Yeah, Aries, and this is calling us and will support us in our goals with renewed vigor and determination. Aries is, after all, the first sign of the zodiac, so consider this a powerful opportunity to start a new chapter, or perhaps even improve, like, or reinvent outdated aspects of yourself. With Chiron, especially with Chiron offering that healing. This new beginning could also be incredibly emotional, sensitive, and vulnerable. But there's nothing to feel ashamed or bad about, because this is powerful. And it's a powerful eclipse, it is. This eclipse also takes place while combative Mars is basically in a favorable conjunction with inhibiting Saturn. But this in Pisces, this can also bring growth, right? It can bring growth too. These are two kind of the most malefic planets in astrology. But Saturn, Saturn is offering, because of the conjunction, Saturn is offering discipline to Pisces, structure, right? While Pisces is dreamy and artistic and very compassionate, Saturn comes in as kind of like the boss, sort of, with Mars as well, right? Offering that kind of to, because it's in Pisces. All right, Saturn doesn't like to be in Pisces, so it can also make you feel overly cautious before you feel compelled to move forward, because of the weight of your responsibilities, and ethics might weigh heavily on you. You might feel challenged by the need to act and the right moment to do so. Jupiter will also be joining Uranus on the 20th, and this is already sparking unexpected breakthroughs and developments in finance and stability, which I'll talk about in another video, right? So May is basically, we can consider May kind of the month of, it is Taurus, it is the second house, but it is, we can call it maybe the month of money, right? The month of stability, the month of belief systems, things like that, the second house. So, yeah. So let's see what else we have. And we have Jupiter will also be joining Uranus on the 20th of the month, and this is already sparking those breakthroughs and developments with the money. As I said, anyone born with a 19-degree placement in their chart will feel the eclipse like tenfold. And people born with this aspect are charismatic, goal-seeking, and often complete anything they set out to do. So we have Mercury retrograde on the 1st of April. It's kind of introverting, or slowing down Mercury's energies. But remember, this is Mercury's energy kind of flavored by Aries, right? And however it is affecting you. But there could be a slowing down in this kind of taking action, or this kind of reinvention of yourself, because the eclipse can last up to a year. So there could be a slowing down in that. Mercury retrograde kind of makes you rethink your ideas, your plans, and things like that. There could be lovers coming back in for people, right? Other situations that are revisited. And we might want to rethink things, reevaluate, reassess, and return to something we've already done when Mercury is direct. We might want to recalculate things or reiterate things, right? Yeah, we could repeat things. There may be slowing down of action, for sure. As I mentioned, some of us might want to wait before we begin those new ventures. And you could find people arguing with the solar eclipse in Aries. It's possible, right? Because of Mars, passionate and fiery Mars. Misunderstandings or delays could occur, reinforcing that your actions. Yeah, and also because of the arguing could happen possibly because of misunderstandings with the Mercury retrograde, for sure. So if you've been holding back or uncertain about asserting yourself, this provides a potent opportunity to take your power back. Very interesting how that is. And, the Mercury retrograde, of course, will affect, it always affects Gemini a little bit more, and also Virgo, right? Because those Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So let's talk about the planetary aspects, the astrological aspects that are coming, and they are actually, and some of them have already started here. We have Venus entering Aries on the April the 5th, setting a tone for love and the finer things in life. So Venus is about the finer things in life. It's ruled by Taurus and Libra. It's beauty, it's passion, it's love, it's food. It's good sex, it is, and anything, it's luxury. And so, but Venus entering Aries on April 5th sets a tone for love and those finer things. creative endeavors and partnerships. As I said, this is going to be a month to pursue passion because Venus and Aries are, they're pretty good in bed. I feel like they are, right? Yeah, if we want to talk about that. And yeah, Venus and Aries gives us the animo to ask forever, ask for what we want and what we need. That's what it does. Aries is always, uh, ordinarily assertive about whatever it is they want. But in love, with Venus, even more so in love. This is going to be a great time for flirting, a great time to ignite that passion and be more adventurous in relationships. So on the 6th, which was 2 days ago, Venus actually sextiled Pluto in Aquarius. This is a favorable aspect, right? And people, you could be saying, well, what's a sextile, right? And you can tell it sounds good because, it has the word sex in it, right? So that's always important, right? At least during Aries season, for sure. All right. So this is going to be it's going to be a great time to ignite passion, excuse me, guys, passion, and be more adventurous in your relationships. So, this could be a very, I kind of mentioned that, but this could be a very sexual time. It can definitely be a time for fun. And Pluto can help us out, give us the power to manifest anything we want, right? And yeah, it definitely can. From finishing projects, yeah, it can be a very sexual time. And with the Aquarius kind of, Pluto and Aquarius here, friends could become lovers, right? Or, maybe friends with benefits too, right? Definitely when Aquarius when Aquarius is part of the situation. All right, on the 10th, Mars in Pisces is conjoining Saturn in Pisces. I feel like I mentioned that, giving us the extra courage to go after our desires. This is another way to look at this too, because Saturn can kind of offer us the kind of the discipline and the kind of, I would say ambition. Yeah, ambition to kind of ask for whatever it is that we want. Yeah, to go after our desires without fear. So it's a powerful aspect, asking us, excuse me, guys, to have faith in whatever we want in order to help manifest our personal power. So the next day, on the 11th, the Sun is conjoining. The Sun sits with Mercury, basically, the planet of the communications, and the intellect. And again, we have the power of the Sun and the intelligence of Mercury, encouraging us to take the lead on important projects, passionate speeches, or any intellectual pursuits, to make decisions. Be careful. There can be a tendency to be prideful or egotistical in team projects. Any arguments or difficult situations with others can be resolved if we're careful not to be misguided by our ego. Okay, on the 19th, Mercury and Venus are getting together, joining forces, and our words take on new heat as it'll be easier to give those passionate speeches. Again, confess our love to somebody and be the life of the party. And then on the 19th, the Sun enters Taurus. I believe it's the 19th, and I'll talk about that in another video. And so let's talk about how the new moon eclipse is going to affect all the 12 signs. And so for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, we know it's going to affect you guys. I feel like it is affecting you guys the most, or anybody with 19 degrees in their chart, but also anybody with a lot of Aries placements. All right, so these are general, and so take what resonates here. And I don't have your chart here, so it would be difficult to be very, very specific on this, right? But brace yourself, Aries. You will be by far the most affected by the eclipse, and because the Sun is in Aries too. Yeah, interesting, of course. All this activity is going on in your first house, and that's huge. This eclipse will be very personal for you, as the North Node is in Aries as well, multiplying a very fated aspect for you. You're feeling called to redefine yourself, Aries, and your goals. The solar eclipse offers a deep introspection, encouraging you to embrace new aspects of yourself, how you identify with yourself, and your aspirations. Allow this eclipse to help you let go of what no longer serves you, forging a path that aligns more authentically with your deepest desires. Embrace this period as a chance to cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself so you can craft a future that resonates with the person that you are becoming. There's a lot of focus on love with Venus in your sign, Aries, and we talked about that, especially relationships that support the newer version of you, the person you are becoming. The North Node has been in your sign now for almost a year, and this intensifies and support this path. Remember, the North Node is a lunar North Node. It's about your fate. It's about what you are aspiring to be in your life. You're moving there. You are. It's been there for a year now in your sign, and we have Venus in your sign. And so this is very personal for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, and Chiron is helping you to heal any vulnerabilities and to reflect and to improve yourself. So Venus is in a favorable position with Pluto, Aries, giving you sexual prowess, but helping to build personal power, especially with relationships and your hopes and wishes. This is exciting for you, Aries. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video. So for Taurus, this is happening in your 12th house of the subconscious, secrets, and endings. So with the moon in the 12th house, some of you may be going through an awakening, fine-tuning your intuition. There's a spiritual understanding in how to move forward, Taurus, and leave the ego, possibly doing shadow work. Spiritual healing can manifest, and you can become more compassionate. Mercury, although still retrograde, is in Aries, however, still helping you to make intelligent decisions to assist in moving forward, with new endeavors. The Jupiter-Uranus conjunction on the 19th is going to help you, Taurus, expand and revolutionize. And it's always more favorable for you during your birthday season. Starting new ventures that seem original or out of the box is highlighted. This can be groundbreaking change and growth. It might not feel comfortable because Taurus doesn't like change. Yeah, you guys don't like change. You're an earth sign. It's a slower energy. It's more stable. This eclipse will force some unexpected change and endings, allowing the new to emerge. The sun is going to help bring clarity to things that seem uncertain or fuzzy. This may all be fated in some way, Taurus. You seem to be using your intuition, the feminine aspect, with your physical energy and your earthly qualities of Venus, your planetary ruler. Toward the end of the month, after the sun enters your sign, your finances are highlighted. It's going to be a good month for you. And yeah, good luck in May as well. And we will see you in the next video. So for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, this is happening in your 11th house of gains, hopes and wishes, social groups, and innovation. So Gemini, there's a chance to heal how you see yourself or how you feel like you fit in with certain groups or maybe certain friends, groups of people. You might be working on getting involved within the community, maybe your own neighborhood. You might feel you are now aligning yourself with different people who are dynamic or take charge types. There may be these people might be people who are supporting your visions or your ideas, because you guys are the brainy ones. Yeah, I mean, Gemini is based on intellect, for sure it is. There may be people who support you. And with your natal planet Mercury retrograde, though, Gemini, that's kind of a doozy how that's in there, right? On the other hand, you might be reconnecting with old childhood friends. So you might not feel like you really want to celebrate, though, Gemini. You might not, even though you might be kind of meeting new friends or kind of aligning yourself with different social groups or different groups. And so you might not feel like celebrating with your natal planet in retrograde. That's all going to depend on your chart. On the other hand, you might be reconnecting with old childhood friends or anybody from your past. You might be connecting to friends who are at a distance. Mercury also rules business, so you might be creating an online business. You might be connecting with people on the internet, creating a YouTube channel or a website. So good luck with that, Gemini, and we will see you in the next video. So for you, Cancer, ruled by the moon, every time there's a new moon or a full moon, I feel like it does affect you guys a little bit more than possibly more than others, right? That is your planet, the moon. For you, Cancer, it's happening in your 10th house of social status and ambition. You're taking total control of your career or asserting yourself into new endeavors. So this is great for you if you are, looking for a new career, or, wanting to be seen differently, within your social status. You're taking control of your career, going after those new endeavors. The sun conjuncts the moon. This is a favorable position, or a favorable aspect. And, the sun conjuncting the moon is giving you more power in whatever new endeavors you're taking on. There may be something going on with the father. There's something fated for you regarding these career ambitions. And Saturn is also trining your first house, giving you the discipline and structure. Yeah, Saturn is there to help you, giving you discipline and structure for your long-term goals. Yeah, that's great, right? Chiron, the wounded healer, is sitting with the moon, helping you feel better and more empowered to move forward. There may be someone from the past who is helping you. You might want to be seen differently in how you show up in the world, more confident and more dynamic. All right, Cancer, we'll see you in the next video, and good luck. Okay, so for you, Leo, this is happening in the 9th house of philosophy, higher education, and adventure. So this is really good for you, as the sun is exalted in Aries, I believe so. And the sun is your ruling planet. So this is about your identity, how you assert yourself, and what makes you happy. Chiron is there with the North Lunar Node, and Chiron is the healer, once again, with the North Lunar Node, bringing in energy to help you overcome anything you feel that is inadequate about you, or any type of vulnerability that you are trying to kind of improve on or overcome. With the 9th house of Sagittarius, your sister sign, and the new moon of Aries, Leo, this is really comfortable, and it's a very positive time because they're all fire signs. This is how you shine, Leo. Jupiter is in your 10th house of authority and ambition. This is really beautiful for you, because Jupiter is in your 10th house of authority and ambition. Jupiter is helping you expand, right? It's helping you, the planet of Sagittarius is helping you expand in your 10th house, in your career, and with regard to how you are seen in the world and your ambitions. So Saturn is getting together with Mars. This is a favorable aspect, giving you an opportunity to lead in some area of your life, but in a natural way, by just being yourself. It sounds really good for you guys, Leo. All right. So let's go on to Virgo. And Virgo, this is happening in your 8th house of intimacy, fear, and transformation. This is happening in the area of secrets and things that are taboo. There's a powerful transformation or change, possibly in relationships or joint finances. This transformation, Virgo, has a fated theme to it, as the 8th house is also about the unknown. That can be about past life. It can be about regeneration. It is the occult. It is anything that is hidden. And so we can, it's about psychic ability and things like that. So it has an extra fated theme to it, especially with the North Node there as well. Yeah, very interesting there. The transformation has a fated theme. As I said, the 8th house is about the unknown. You might be bringing something back that died off in the past, a regeneration, especially during Mercury retrograde. Yeah, you could definitely be, that is your planet. That is your ruler, Virgo. So you could be returning to a past love for some of you. There's something that's very clear that might have been hidden before or kept private, possibly about yourself. Chiron is there helping you to improve or heal something. It may be about you, but it definitely could be with others, possibly with those intimate relationships, Virgo, or anything that has to do with your personal power. There is a taking back of your power, and some shadow work has been done, which seems to be part of this transformational time. It may be very intense and life-changing, Virgo, and Mercury, your ruling planet, is retrograde, as mentioned, and there might be something about going back and forth about details or about secrets or something that's been kept hidden. So there's a coming together, Virgo, with Vesta and Pluto. And so Vesta sometimes is seen as the planet of, sometimes seen as kind of like the ruler of Libra, the little sister ruler kind of, because we know that Venus is. But Vesta is about balance and harmony, getting together with Pluto, promoting wholeness and lessening the need to hide your true self. Yeah, it's definitely a time of regeneration, Virgo. And it sounds really good. And good luck with that, and we'll see you in the next video. And for you, Libra, it's happening in your natal 7th house of partnerships, harmony, and balance. So this is very personal for you because you represent the 7th house. And during the time of the eclipse, and as up to 1 year, you might be asserting yourself in relationships like you never have before. You could be taking charge in relationships. You could, maybe you have kind of not asserted yourself in the way that you have wanted to. And with Chiron there in the North Node, you definitely could be just kind of, speaking up for what you want in relationships. That may definitely be going on for you, Libra. It sounds really good. The energy of the eclipse can help you feel more confident. And the South Node is in your own sign, Libra. So there's something you're leaving behind, possibly the way you were behaving in relationships. For me, it looks like you are using more of your own personal power in your relationships, especially, with Aries there, right? For sure. All right. And so the energy of the eclipse making you feel more confident. There's a huge change with your planetary ruler Venus in your 7th house, where you're taking back your power in love and possibly with co-creators regarding creative projects. Your approach to relationships and how you show up in them could be kind of overhauled. Yeah, definitely interesting. So, and those relationships could be family or romantic. They could. The sun is opposing the North Node in your sign, the South Node, I beg your pardon, and there could be a shedding of the ego because you've realized that something has kind of gotten in your way in your relationships or how you show up with them. So it's definitely an improvement. It looks like soul growth. It looks like definitely some growth for you guys, Libra. And so we'll leave it here, and good luck, and we'll see you in the next video. So for you, Scorpio, this is happening in your 6th house of work, health, and daily routine. So your priorities are shifting. Your daily habits, or maybe it's your job, or it could be anything. It is in the house, in your work house, the 6th house. Your responsibilities might be changing. There might be a difference in how you believe in love, and possibly how that fits into your daily life, your lifestyle, possibly. Even small changes can make lasting changes or differences. There's something fated about this, of course. Your own planet Pluto is in harmony with Venus, who is in Aries at the time of the eclipse. So this is powerful when you have your natal planet in harmony with Venus in Aries. This is very powerful when we talk about creative projects or when we talk about work. Definitely, it can talk about your health as well. You might be making some major changes with your health. Maybe you are working out more. Maybe you've become vegan, any type of change. So there's an opportunity for you to stand in your personal power and in love, and also helping you with those creative endeavors. All right, Scorpio, good luck, and we'll see you in the next video. And so for Sagittarius, this is being activated in your 5th house of pleasure, creativity, romance, and luck. So this is in Leo, basically, because Leo rules the 5th house. And so when we see this, although it's in Aries, right? When we see this, though, we have all these, it's just so favorable because the 5th house is ruled by a fire sign, and so is Aries. So this is very powerful and very powerful and very helpful for you, Sagittarius, with this eclipse and with your energy and with the year to come. So you could be in the throes of a new romantic relationship and excited to see where it's headed. This is good luck for you. Could be, and definitely, like I said, it could be romance. And this is also a good time to experiment with your relationship, to desire with your relationship regarding your desires, and to explore what turns you on or who turns you on? Yeah, it's really interesting here. I feel like it is. This energy is allowing you to accept anything that you may have felt wasn't quite the status quo, or anything imperfect about yourself. So very interesting, because you could be kind of shedding some type of ego here because of the fifth house. It is definitely possible. And it's possible you're healing something about the ego. As I have said, this eclipse is in your sister sign, so it is more powerful for you. And your own planet Jupiter conjoined, getting together with Uranus on the 19th, Sagittarius, is helping you to grow and expand your world. So that is huge. There's also the possibility that you are birthing something new, not necessarily a child, though, I mean, that's possible, but perhaps a book or a passionate project, something, right? Something creative, something very passionate. This solar eclipse is infusing you with the zest for life and reminds you to come back to the present moment and practice gratitude for what you have, Sagittarius. Your children, some hobbies that you partake in your life, possibly creative endeavors, things like that, and leave anything ego related behind. Yeah. Okay, Sagittarius, good luck. It sounds great, and we'll see you in the next video. And so for Capricorn, the eclipse is activating your fourth house of family and foundation. This is about your feelings, Capricorn. You might be redefining what it is that helps you feel comfortable, safer, or just feeling nurtured, just feeling kind of grounded, possibly, right? Feeling better. This is about your feelings. You might be redefining what it is that helps you feel comfortable. There might be something that is healing that has to do with your family or with the people you identify as your tribe. So if you're not married and you don't have a family, it can be your work family, your friends, things like that. Some of you could be moving, and that move may be fated. If you are moving, it could be somewhere that you feel like you more identify with. And some of you, it could be a place where you feel more empowered, or with people who support you. Your physical home could be renovated into something that you feel is more in line with the person you are becoming, Capricorn. You might have to stand up for a family member as well. You could, because of this fourth house activation. Mercury retrograde is conjuncting the moon. It could be important to choose the right words while speaking up within a family situation. It's important to approach these conversations not coming from a place of hurt, like a little less emotional. All right. So it sounds really good for you guys, Capricorn, and we'll see you in the next video. And for Aquarius, you're reconsidering how you make your presence known in local spheres of influence. Your outsider or your unique, and this is in your first house, right? It's in the third house, I beg your pardon, of communication, learning. It's in Aries' first house, right? It is the solar eclipse. But for Aquarius, this is being activated in your third house of communication, learning, and intellectual pursuits, extended family, community, and short-term travel. You're reconsidering how you make your presence known in local spheres of influence. Your outsider, Aquarius, or your unique perspective, rather, offers an alternative view to the status quo, which can lead to much-needed change. With Mercury retrograde and Chiron, there's a great opportunity to examine those past mistakes and address current issues. There's a need for some of you guys to stand up and be the voice for the struggles of others, and the eclipse helps you step into that role more dynamically with courage and mojo. Okay, so Aquarius, we'll see you in the next video. And for Pisces, this is happening in your second house of resources and stability, beliefs, and your self-esteem. For you, Pisces, there's an improvement in your money. Yeah, it's really good for you guys, Pisces. I feel like it is. I also feel like there's a huge change for you. It looks like things are really improving for you. And you could be changing the way you believe in something. It's possible. There's a hidden favorable aspect. You might even be changing the way that you see yourself. It is definitely possible. There's a hidden favorable aspect with Venus and Neptune, bringing a very dreamy tone to romance as well, Pisces. You guys are very dreamy as it is. So that's your natal ruler, Neptune, is getting together with Venus. basically, I feel like it's a good aspect. It's favorable, but this can also be sometimes, you know, there's a kind of try to avoid becoming too, excuse me, you guys, the dog's barking, but there's try not to become too dreamy or too romantic with people that you have just met, things like that, right? Because, you know, things could become, some of you could fall in love overnight and, you know, maybe get your heart broken. But there's definitely a new chapter where your self-esteem improves with this solar eclipse activating your second house. And things are improving for you and becoming more stable. I feel like they are. Your planetary ruler, Jupiter, sitting with Uranus in Taurus in your third house, brings growth and expansion and unexpected changes with your money, possibly in love and relationships. The good things in life, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. Yeah, things can improve for you, Pisces. And good luck, and thank you for watching, you guys, and thank you so much. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk about the remainder. We'll talk about the rest of April in the next video when excuse me, Taurus, the sun enters Taurus. All right, thanks so much for watching.